Some residents in Lusaka's Garden House area have stormed Ambassador Wine for continuing discharging water suspected to be mixed with fecal matter into the community. The residents, in the company of their area councillor, protested at the named company Wednesday morning and said they were at risk of contracting cholera as the suspected contaminated water being discharged was getting into their homes and shallow wells where they get their water for drinking. And in response, Ambassador Wine admitted the wrong. Here's a report.
Residents of Garden House have stormed Ambassador Wine following the continued discharge of fecal matter into the community. Despite rainwater reducing in the compounds, the houses are now flooded with water being discharged from Ambassador Wine coupled with fecal matter. They now want government's intervention as this is now contributing to the cases of cholera in the area, as the contaminated water being discharged is going straight into their houses and shallow wells where they get water for drinking.
There are no rains, but if you see the amount of water which is surrounding the houses, is beyond our expectations. And these waters are just opened from the companies. Some waters are coming with fecal matter. It's very difficult. We are living under risk, our children, and because cholera issue here, it will be very difficult for us to eliminate it.
All this which we are seeing here is fecal which is coming from Ambassador Wine, and this problem has been there year in, year out. We've tried as a community to approach him, we've talked to him, but he resisted to change his soccer way.
Because these people with big companies, they let their water come this side. They've got their pits. When they are filled with water, they just come to our places. So we are afraid because our children's lives are at stake. Because
all the people in this area, they drink water from here. Wine, Ambassador Wine Company, they are many issues at Doti, which affect one to area you say. Especially when we are facing the cholera situation, we need an urgent protection to the health of the people in this area.
The owner of Ambassador Wine later arrived and admitted the wrongs, saying he will correct the situation, though he didn't want this reporter to film him.
Because our company is a problem, we'll come to your areas, so we'll clean. Then from there, if there is a problem, we'll be responsible.
Earlier, one of his supervisors confirmed the company's discharge of fecal matter into the community.
From here, I'm going to for this year, the prophet Nazoti manza choka enda kuisha choka mwa.
Zaka zapita kumbuyo simwenzo zio utiyama choka manzia.
But dandorezi sinambelero hainamba kudala. So that's why yesterday number faka konkili moja mbali moja, so that we block.
And now the area councillor for Garden Park Ward, Gerard Samboko, has called on the Lusaka City Council Public Health Department to move in and correct the situation before many lives are lost here.
But imwe mutaira ku bantu kununka ukukuseli aba bantu ni bantu sivinyama mwamvesesaga. So man's ero kulima cholera cases yamene touched record around this area. So imwe ba company tikakamba kuti ndimwe mwadwezika abantu ni chitala kwa o ni mwamene.
Ashimwamene kaidi dotichoka muno yenda kucha.
Unfortunately that companies are also contributing to the health problems on the ground in terms of discharging the waste to the community. I've however directed the public health to come and inspect and see to it that these problems are a thing of the past.
Matthews Ndandula for Prime TV News in Lusaka.
Meanwhile, the Lusaka City Council has shut down and fined Ambassador Wine Company for discharging contaminated water mixed with fecal matter into the community. Here are the details.
All this which we are seeing here is fecal which is coming from Ambassador Wine, and this problem has been there year in, year out.
We are afraid because our children's lives are at stake. Because
all the people in this area, they drink water from here. Wine, Ambassador Wine Company, they are many issues at Doti, which affect one to area you say.
Following the story done by this reporter on Wednesday this week, where residents of Garden House stormed the Ambassador Wine for discharging contaminated water mixed with fecal matter to people's homes, the Lusaka City Council has moved in and closed down the company until they meet the required health standards. The company has also been fined.
The Lusaka City Council has closed down the company in question. This is Ambassador Wine, for operating in non-sanitary conditions. We have further charged this particular company, and it will only resume operations once they meet all the required public health conditions. And as the council, will make sure that the conditions that they bring forward is up to the satisfaction of the local authority. Then we can allow them to resume the operations. We are in a crucial period where the seat has been so much affected with cholera cases. And so if companies are not adhering to public health guidelines, we risk having the health of members of the public being affected.
On Wednesday, when the story broke out, the owner of the company promised to work on the mess he created within 2 days.
Because our company is a problem, we'll come to your areas, so we'll clean. Then from there, if there is a problem, we'll be responsible.
From here, I'm going to for this year, the property nazi manzi choka enda kuisha choka mwa
zaka zapita kumbuyo simwenzo zio utiama choka manzi ya
but dandorezi sinambelero ainamba kudala. So that's why yesterday number faka konkili moja mbali moja, so that we block doti manzi ya muno asazichoka muno asazienda kucha.
Elo kulima cholera cases ya mene touched record around this area. So imwe ba company tikakamba kuti ndimwe mwadwezika abantu nishitala kwa o ni mwamene.
Ashimwamene kaidi doti choka muno yenda kucha.
Matthews Ndandula for Prime TV News.